let's get things started. We're going to toss out some nominations. We will deliberate as a group, and then we will hand out the award. So for the player of the bowl season, Danny Cannell, who are some of your nominees?
I think it's easy. You do have an advantage when you play in 2 games, but I'm going to go with Blake Corum, Michigan running back. If there was a mop, it'd be him. He had the game against Bama where he had 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. And then, of course, the game that we saw the other night where he went for 134 and 2 rushing touchdowns. I thought he was the identity. He was the guy for Michigan all season long. And I thought it was on display there on the biggest stage. So I think it's pretty easy. I think it's Blake Corum.
I don't know. I think that
you going Grant?
No. I've got a couple of quarterbacks that started as the backups and got their number called and delivered. I think Nico Iamaleava was phenomenal in a way where the stat line. I was
gonna say in a way. Where was
it? In a way that it gives you a lot of encouragement and creates a lot of buzz. It has people thinking differently about Tennessee. Tennessee only had 2 wins against bowl teams going into that Iowa game. Like it was a quality loss-ass team. And they go in with their backup quarterback and they win 35-0. I also think USC's Miller Moss is a player who, just based on their performance, a record-setting one in a bowl game, I think that's those are some things worth consideration. I knew we'd be fighting against some playoff contenders, but if we're talking about the player of the bowl season, I would say Moss and Iamaleava at least deserve to be mentioned in the conversation.
Of course, Jordan's in there bashing Blake Corum, trying to make the case for Nico. My goodness.
Chip's out here praising these backup QBs, and he doesn't even name the QB who didn't start the game but balled out and led his team to a 35-point comeback. Western Kentucky's Caden Veldkamp coming in to replace the coach's boy who was pooping his pants. And comes out there and throws 383 yards, rushes for 53, scores 5 touchdowns, and leads the largest bowl comeback in history. He's one of my nominees.
Yeah, I thought he was the clear one. He was in the portal because they wanted to move him to tight end. They were starting the coach's son, who was terrible. And they're like, all right, well, this is really embarrassing. So we're going to have to put in this kid who we think's a tight end. He throws for, 370?
Yeah, and rushes for 50.
Yep.
In a half. Mm-hmm. He threw for 10 yards a minute.
When you put it that way, that's the most efficient bowl performance I've ever seen.
Now, it does make me a little skeptical on this Western Kentucky coaching staff that they thought this guy needed to play tight end.
Apparently, he's the strength coach's son. So,
what award is more valuable, player of the bowl season or player of the spring games?
Player of the bowl season, because the stats count.
That's true.
Not for all of us. Not for us that played before.
Not for you dinosaurs, but for the
garbage
kids these days.
My games didn't happen, apparently.
My vote will be for Veldkamp, but I will mention a couple other guys. Jason Bean threw for 450 and 6 touchdowns. Of course, he also threw for 3 interceptions, which helped keep UNLV in that game. Another backup getting a start. Ohio running back Ricky Hunt, 133 total yards, 4 touchdowns. Isaac Garendo, Louisville's running back, 203 yards, 3 touchdowns. Louisiana Raging Cajuns corner Jalen Clark, a pick 6 and a scoop and score in the same game. And then Texas State linebacker Brian Holloway, who had 2 pick 6s in Texas State's bowl game.
All right, we got to vote. What? Veldkamp? Veldkamp. Sorry, Danny. This ain't no lame stream award show.
Touchdown vulture Blake Corum.
Yeah. That's exactly. There we go. Congratulations to Western Kentucky freshman quarterback Caden Veldkamp, 6'6", 235. That ain't a tight end. That's an award-winning quarterback. You are the player of the bowl season. Congratulations. All right, let's go to coach of the bowl season. Danny, you'll get first word here.
Easy.
Trooper Taylor.
No. Kirby Smart. Duh.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, they got slighted too. His players could have hung it up. He did have Brock Bowers opted out, getting healthy. He had a laundry list too. Kept him motivated. Beat Florida State handily.
By how much?
And took the high road, because where he really won this award was in the press conference after the game when he said, that wasn't the same team that we saw all season long. We need to fix this. Kirby Smart, hands down, coach of the bowl season.
Good coaches win, great coaches cover, and Kirby Smart covered all numbers, all alt numbers, even the alts after the line had moved by 10. So if you had a couple of FanDuel accounts and you were peppering some of those Georgia by 45 plus at 10-1, still cashed. So Kirby Smart, agreement.
And I said, Kamari, there's nothing that you can gain from being in this bowl game. But that's the kind of player he is. He came into my office. He got a 1-2. Y'all know what that means? A 1-2 first, second round grade. I'm cool with Kirby Smart. I was kidding, but not kidding. I had Duke interim coach Trooper Taylor. He had no Riley Leonard. He had a skeleton staff, and they beat the Sun Belt champion Troy Trojans in the bowl game. That's a level of like focus and motivation. I also had Greg Schiano. You just beat your old squad. You know, Miami came to town and you handed them an L. So I thought that they were at least worth some mentions as a candidate. But I think that I'll throw my support behind Kirby Smart when it comes to the final vote.
I'm cool with Kirby. I'm also going to nominate Jim Harbaugh. He won a national title, and he beat Nick Saban to get there. And then he spread communist propaganda at every press conference he was at, talking about paying all the players. And then I also, Neil Brown, just it's not really, I nominated him. I don't expect him to win. I'm not even going to vote for him to win, but just the overall season narrative of where he began the year to ending it with mayonnaise dumped on his head as West Virginia won a bowl game and is heading in the next season with some momentum. I feel like it's a fitting end in that the coach that was supposed to be fired gets rewarded with a bucket of mayonnaise on the head. Just it's fitting.
All right, so we want to do we want to go with Kirby Smart.
Yeah, I'll go Kirby.
All right,
Smart.
Congratulations with the Cover 3 podcast, coach of the bowl season, Georgia head coach Kirby Smart. Okay, what about the game of the bowl season? Is it? I don't think the Rose Bowl should just be able to dance its way all the way to the finish line here. Okay, good.
It was ugly.
All right. It was great theater at the end.
That doesn't make a game good.
I know that's the NFL. NFL thinks everything's a great game if it has a great finish. It's a great secret of that league. Just have a slog, awesome final 4 minutes.
Why was that game bad?
No, I said
There
it was
wasn't seven because there wasn't 70
missteps.
points scored.
No, I
'cause
didn't.
there
I
were
did not
blunders.
believe. I did not believe that there was an excellence displayed through a portion of that third quarter. It's like
football.
Yes.
So is there not blunders when a team's giving up 38 points and blowing a lead in the fourth quarter? I'm just saying, all these games, I'm waiting to see what games you guys nominate. I'll point out how perfectly they were played.
No, I just said it shouldn't dance its way to the finish line.
It should. It was the best game of the bowl season. It had the highest stakes. It was in the best setting, and it had the most dramatic ending. And those blunders and those mistakes made the game more fun. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in college football, there tends to be like blunders and mistakes.
I'll go games that matter. What's more, where does it produce more bad blood than ACC versus SEC? When you've got the Clemson Tigers versus the Kentucky Wildcats coming down to the wire, both starting quarterbacks playing, one running back playing who ran all over a lot of teams this year in the SEC. And then you've got another guy, Phil Maffa, steps up with 4 rushing touchdowns in the absence of Will Shipley, coming down to the wire, back and forth. Give me the Gator Bowl. Clemson over Kentucky.
it was Carter who had like 2 picks in that game, right? Barrett Carter. I mean, Clemson's defense was doing a lot to help themselves. I think the Gator Bowl was a lot of fun. The swings in that game were very, very dramatic and very fun. I didn't hear anybody say Pop-Tarts Bowl.
No, because that wasn't the greatest game.
Awards now.
Yeah.
I thought Pop-Tarts Bowl was good.
I thought it was distracting. I do not remember. I think everything about the Pop-Tarts Bowl was distracting. I mean,
I can't.
Tom, you were on the forefront of showcasing the highlights of the Pop-Tarts Bowl and what it means for our society.
I did not nominate the Pop-Tarts Bowl, but that wasn't a great game. It was just a lot of stupid fun. Gator Bowl was one of my nominees, but I'm not surprised that the one bowl game in which an ACC team beat an SEC team, Danny thought that was the best bowl game of the season.
7-5 on the season.
Yeah.
7-5 on the season.
And then I would also nominate the New Orleans Bowl, which was Jacksonville State 34, Louisiana 31 in overtime. Because just in case you missed it, it was like the first or second bowl game played. I remember it was on the opening day. Louisiana scored 3 defensive touchdowns in the game. Jacksonville State's starting quarterback got hurt. He goes out. Logan Smothers comes in to replace him. He gets hurt. So then Zion Webb, the original starting quarterback, has to come back in the game, even though he's probably about 70% to play again. And the team that gave up 3 defensive touchdowns and had 2 injured quarterbacks won the game. It was just a really good bowl game filled with blunders and mistakes and fun. But it wasn't as good as the Rose Bowl, which was the best bowl game of the season.
No love for the Alamo Bowl?
No, it wasn't really enough drama.
I mean, Oklahoma came back. I think they took the lead or came really close to it. Like they were for like the final 40 minutes of the game is like, oh wow, Oklahoma is like way more athletic than Arizona is, which maybe is not a surprise, but it's like, oh wow, 6 turnovers. It was just sort of, will they do it? No, another turnover. I thought it was good. That whole day of bowl games, by the way, that was the best day of bowls, right? The 28th. So we had Pop-Tarts. We had the Bad Boy Mowers, Rutgers, Miami in a baseball stadium in a hurricane. Same weather system with Boston College and SMU. I thought that was pretty good.
The problem with the Alamo Bowl was like there was no drama because Arizona just completely boat raced them in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Like the first 3 quarters were close, and then Arizona outscored them 17-0 in the fourth quarter. So there was absolutely no drama. It
was like right as Oklahoma got the lead, Arizona hit the gas.
It's like a college basketball game. It was a game of runs. It was Arizona, Oklahoma, and then Arizona.
Tom, does First Responder Bowl make an appearance in the Fernellis?
Which one was the First Responder?
I don't want to steal any thunder from the Fernellis. It's not the best bowl game. It was Texas State 45, Rice 21. But the
Fernellis feature the worst bowl of the season?
Kind of.
The in-game reporting, the live play-by-play of which sections had beer as SMU Stadium slowly got drank out of beer by Texas State fans was incredible. I mean, we were just getting like updates from the reporters who were on site, like 103 and 109 still have Miller Lights. And then we're all out at 109. So congratulations to, roughly 5 minutes into the third quarter, vendors report they ran out of alcohol. All of Gerald Ford Stadium was drunk dry by Texas State and Rice. Not the best bowl game on the field, but certainly thrilling to follow the action in the concourse. All right. Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl.
Asterisk. Go ahead. Put it in there.
What, are you good with Rose Bowl?
Yeah, I didn't think it was super well played, but it was, it was intriguing.
Okay. All right. So congratulations. This is for history. Okay. Congratulations to the Rose Bowl. The game of bowl season. All right. And finally, what team best represents the 2023-2024 bowl season? Who will be the team of bowl season?
Easy.
LSU.
Florida State.
Nope.
Who has been more at the center of the conversation from the day the bowl games were announced? Who has commanded more of our attention from Selection Sunday all the way to the conclusion of their game? They've been right at the middle of the conversation.
It's true.
It's true.
The conspiracy, if you will.
I'll go. My team, Northwestern. Finishing it off 1-11 to cap it off 8-5 versus a back-to-back Pac-12 champion, Utah. It was vintage Northwestern, vintage Utah, if you will. Low scoring, a lot of defense. Ben Bryant, 2 touchdown passes. David Braun named permanent head coach. That's what bowl season's supposed to be about. Those players felt it was a reward. They loved playing in Las Vegas, the trip, all of it. Northwestern, team of the bowl season for me.
Can't imagine a team having a turnaround from 1-11 going to a bowl game. Like, you don't see that anywhere. You know, some teams go from 1-11 to 3-9, and they get freaking. Yeah.
I did have Alex Golish and USF there, although I was in Boca for the Boca Bowl. The effort put forth in shutting down a tight end playing quarterback doesn't quite resonate as much as it did for Northwestern.
Some teams failed to shut him down, by the way.
It's true they did. Yeah, Northwestern, I think, is a worthy nominee. I would also, South Florida was somebody I was considering, but at the end of the day, guys, like, a lot of teams won one game. Only one team won 2.
Michigan.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So, because we still got to get to the front, but do you have any protests? I mean, the national champions.
No, I think Michigan or Northwestern are fine.
Big Ten, once again, dominating.
Virginia Tech, shout out.
Yeah.
You fumbled the ball 9 times and won a football game.
That was a great game.
It was a great effort by Brent Pryde's crew. But our team of the bowl season, the national champions, the Michigan Wolverines. And now, Tom, everyone's favorite, the Fernellis. Let's hear it.
All right. I beg for your patience because I'm going to have to talk a lot here over the next couple minutes, and I don't know if I'll be able to get through it. I'll start with the overblown narrative of bowl season, and it goes back to our coach of the bowl season, Kirby Smart, for his speech after beating Florida State by 60, or the dying remnants of what Florida State was, by 60 points. We don't need to fix anything, Kirby. What you played was an outlier. There are not a bunch of bowl games filled with teams missing their entire roster because they're protesting the game and just opting out of the game. And the entire opt-out thing has been so overplayed, I feel, because of Florida State getting all that attention. If you look at all the other New Year's Six bowls, yes, some teams had opt-outs. Most of them were damn near full strength. And I feel like we're creating a situation or a narrative where we need to fix something. And to me, this sport has a lot of problems that need to be improved. But constantly saying we need to fix stuff when it's not broken has led to a lot of these problems. So when Kirby says something like that and we're all like, yeah, way to say it, blah, 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 we got to fix this. No, there's nothing to fix. All right. Florida State was an outlier, which brings me to my next one. Cowards of the bowl season, Florida State. I get it. You were sad. You were angry. You should have been in the playoff. I'm there with you. I said it all along. And why did we name Kirby coach of the bowl season? Because he kept his team motivated, rallied to play, to go prove a damn point. You had the same chance to do it. You could have gone to the Orange Bowl. You could have beaten Georgia, or at least kept it close. I know it would have been difficult without Jordan Travis, but you could have tried. Instead, you tucked your tail between your legs and you ran home to your mom and cried. You're cowards, and you should be ashamed of what you did. You should have played in the damn game. Ritualistic sacrifice of the bowl season, the Pop-Tart. Listen, we like to think of ourselves as being evolved. Like, we look back to ancient civilizations who committed sacrifices all the time and think, wow, savages. But then you see our reaction to the Pop-Tart, which may not have been an actual sacrifice, but the way we respond to it, I don't know if we've come as far as we like to think we have. Diss track of the month.
Hold on. What were they chanting before he went down into the toaster?
Toast,
like, toast that tart.
Yeah.
Toast that tart.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
we haven't changed that much over the last thousands of years. The diss track of the bowl season goes to Jerry Kill for his performance following the New Mexico Bowl, just going after New Mexico's athletic director, then talking about how he'll be drinking margaritas on the beach, and now he is. So congratulations, Jerry Kill. That was a great speech. The biggest helmet of the month, Liberty quarterback Caden Salter. Did you guys ever see the movie Mars Attacks?
Yeah.
Caden Salter came out there looking like the Martians in Mars Attacks. What the hell was like? He's got the helmet on top of the balaclava. Bro, you were playing indoors in Arizona. What the hell do you need a balaclava on for? Like, it was the air conditioning turned too low. It was a brilliant move to enter the portal to get paid because Liberty needs you. But bro, I'm just saying, you dress like that for a game. I don't know if I could take you seriously. So you need to think that through.
Is it growing? Like Barry Bonds hat got bigger every year.
I don't know. Maybe. And then finally, the 2-time COVID haver of the bowl season award goes to me. The dumbass who got COVID, beat COVID, was clear for 4 days, and then got COVID again. And now I'm still dealing with it, and I am sick and damn tired of having COVID. So congratulations to me.
Yeah. Boo to COVID, but yay to Tom and yay to the Fernellis. Ryan from the Cover 3 Tailgate, if Tom doesn't give a Fernelli to the biggest dumper in their diaper to Danny, what are we doing here?
I'll give both of you the FBI's number so that you can have protection for you guys as well after those Florida State takes.
It's true. The truth hurts. Cowards.
So Cover 3 Tailgate rocks and rolls with this. Cover 3 Tailgate, y'all bring it.